I think the real greatness lies in inspiring people. I think that's the whole point of greatness. It is not born and does not die with a person. It is transmitted. Greatness is to inspire a person so that he then inspires another person, and then another one. That's how something is created that will live forever. It seems to me that this is the main task of a person. Find out how your life path can influence others to motivate them to their own greatness. Quoting my English teacher at school, he said, "You need to rest at the end, not in the middle." And I live by this principle. I am not going to rest, I will only go forward. My parents contributed to this thinking. When I was growing up, they developed my imagination and perseverance. Understanding that if I want to achieve something, it's not enough to just sit and declare my desires. You can want anything, but you need to act to achieve your goals. They taught me this at a very early age. When you grow up thinking that everything is in your hands, everything is possible, if only you make an effort, then in the future you will definitely succeed. My mother was there every day, and my father supported me at very important moments. There was one in the summer when I was playing basketball. I was 10 or 11 years old at the time. There is an outstanding Philadelphia basketball league where my father, uncle, and all the best players played. Wilt Chamberlain played in this league, Earl Monroe. And I went there to play. And I haven't scored a single point all summer. Really? Yes, none. How old were you? About 11 years old. And you played against peers, and never scored? Yes, not once. For all the games? Yes, for everything. How did it happen? I was a terrible player. What, really? Yes. So, at the age of 11, you didn't play well. Not just bad, terrible. I had such big knee pads because I was growing up fast. My socks were pulled up to my underpants, and my legs were incredibly thin. In general, I have never scored, neither a three-pointer nor a two-pointer. I didn't even score from a free kick. I remember crying because of it. It was very painful for me. Then my father hugged me and said, "Listen, no matter how many points you scored, 0 or 60, I still love you and will love you." Those were very important words for me then. From that moment on, I was no longer afraid of failing, I had support. Now I knew I was going to score 60 points. And from that moment I started working hard. I've been training. We live in a society where you can achieve phenomenal things on your own, but you can't reach your full potential without the help of a team. And you have to figure out how to do it. For me, they have always been a challenge of compassion and empathy. Somewhere in the 2009, everything began to change. I made a conscious effort to understand people better. Compassion and empathy do not mean that you become soft. It means that you put yourself in the place of others and try to understand how they feel. And then you make certain decisions, from which side you need to approach a particular person in order to unlock his potential. It's not just sitting on the sidelines and not being involved. The task of a leader is to achieve the best result from a person. Even if he doesn't like it. It's always like that at the beginning. I had to learn how to get better results from my teammates. Most people think it's simple, passing the ball and that's it, but it's much more complicated. You need to really influence his behavior. And how to do it? I told the guys, we have match after match and I don't care what cool cities we are in now. We can't have fun, we need to rest. So the matches are going on day after day? Yes, that's right, Monday, Tuesday. We play 2 days in a row, but no one listened to me, so sometimes I agreed to go hang out. We went together. What, seriously? Yes, I told the guys, I'll have a drink with you, but the next day at 5 in the morning I will knock on your door. And so I wake them up in the morning, they are outraged. I say, I hung out with you yesterday, now you're going to hang out with me. There is no other way, wake up. And here we are in the gym, studying, then we get on the bus, go to the game, play in the evening, and everyone falls again. Everyone is very exhausted, but they agree that I was right. Conclusions are made. It was worth going for a drink once. You want to have fun, but don't let it interfere with what we came for. We're all here for something else. How does it feel to lose? Exciting. Why? Because you've been shown how to get better. You can rethink your approach and interaction with the team, analyze your weaknesses. So it's exciting. Of course, it's unpleasant to lose, but at the same time you get answers. The main thing is to ask the question correctly. I'll give you an example. Katie Lou Sanders is one of the best college basketball players. She plays for the University of Connecticut, and they had a bad season last year. They lost to another university in the final. I asked her if she had reviewed the match. She's like that. No. I asked why. I don't want to see it. You know what you don't want? But this year you're playing with them again, aren't you? Yes. And there is a chance that you will meet again in the final. Yes, most likely. But how can you play with them again without knowing why you lost last time? You need to work out the mistakes, so get together and review that match. You will continue to lose if you don't have the courage to look at yourself from the outside. She came to my office, we sat down and watched that match together. We worked through the mistakes and learned a lot from that match. But no matter how cool you are, it's impossible to be on the mountain all the time. Sometimes you find yourself at the bottom again and have to go up again. I still need to understand what kind of mountain it is, and in each new case I have no idea what to do. It's very intimidating even for you, right? Yes, of course. One such decline was caused by the fact that I pulled a tendon. It made me realize that my career could end any day. And what am I going to do next? I have some ideas what to do after finishing my career. And if you need to start today? What should I do then? My injury gave me time to think, reflect, and I realized that I needed to act. I needed to leave a more substantial contribution. That's how I came to write a book about process and craft. I broke it into 2 parts. The process is the preparation of trauma, treatment, study, formation. And the craft is the game itself and its tactics. For example, I realized a lot about the game thanks to the photos. You look at the photo and clearly see the player's movement, see the angle of his foot, how he puts his hands in defense. Thanks to the photos, you can study the smallest details. You can learn about all this from my book. This is a basketball board book. In it, I tell you how I take things apart into details, and then study them. And anyway, how did I start thinking like that? The way to such thinking is to ask questions and find answers that will lead to the following questions. And to look for answers to these questions too. This is my book. How to Train Children to Discipline and Constancy. Everything works here by personal example. At 4 in the morning I go out for a run and take my daughter with me. Does your daughter run with you at 4 in the morning? Yes, my 15-year-old daughter runs with me at 4 in the morning. Does it before school. And my 12-year-old daughter trains with me every day. That's what gives me strength and motivation.